So I'm delivering coffee this morning to Humble Coffee, and their drive-thru right now is popping. I mean, they have a window on both sides where they take orders, and there's at least 3 cars on each side. Good for you guys. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Freedom One Coffee YouTube channel. Today I'm going to tell you guys how I'm currently growing the business. I know I haven't posted a video for 2 or 3 weeks, but definitely it's with due cause. A lot has been going on, a lot of growth in Freedom One Coffee, a lot of pivots that I have to make and adapt to on just almost a daily basis. And that's all part of being a business owner, but it just gets that much more complicated when you're also in the Army. So thankfully I was able to take 3 weeks of leave, and that gave me plenty of time to spend time with family, most importantly, but then also to work on the business a lot. And I knew that since I've been sold out for almost a month of all my coffee bags for wholesalers, this is something I took very seriously. I posted that video that I'm in trouble, and I literally felt like I was in trouble. Like, it made me look bad that I had sold out of coffee bags as a logistics officer. But now I have systems in place that can predict demand, and I have a very detailed inventory system. So I think I am now set up for success, and to where I can do volume, to where if I need to pack 500 to 1,000 bags a day, I can do that. As before, if you rewound a year in the past, I would not have been able to get anywhere close to that. So I'm definitely growing the business year over year exponentially. And I'm looking forward to what comes next year, but as of right now, I didn't think this would come to like the next 5 years of my business, but just hired 2 temporary 1099 employees to help me package coffee and to take over the business while I was out of town. So that's a huge blessing. And even better, the icing on the cake is that they're both in the military community. One is Steph, that I shared with you guys just recently on social media. First lieutenant, just got out of the Army. We work together as logistics officers, so he has the same mind I do, and for business, that's awesome. And then Brandon, whose father is a full-time National Guardsman. He's attending college soon and just wanted the job and was passionate about coffee, so I was happy to bring him on the team as well. The reason why I hired them is because I know that Freedom One Coffee is becoming bigger than myself. There's only so much that I can do as the business owner that I can hold on to without starting to lose business. So this was necessary, although I had planned hiring employees in the next 5 years. It was like a today thing, like I had been sold out of coffee bags, the coffee bags were on their way, and then I was leaving for the road trip very shortly after. So I actually got the bags overnighted, hired them a week before, and then as soon as the bags arrived, I called them up and said, hey, get over here, we got some coffee to pack. So I basically organized my operation kind of unorthodox how I usually do it, but this was totally designed for productivity. It was basically like a Ford assembly line of coffee. So first, we would scoop the coffee into the grinder, grind the beans so they're super fresh right before we package them, and then put them in the weigh and fill machine, where the weigh and fill machine thankfully is like an employee of itself. It basically weighs each bag of coffee to be perfectly 12 ounces, drops it in the bag, it gets slid across the table to someone who then seals it, and then slid across the table again to someone who folds the bag, marks that it's brown for drip, puts a thank you card on it, and then finally puts it in the box. And that is basically the Ford assembly line of Freedom One Coffee. But we had to do that 1,000 to 1,500 times. So that was definitely a challenge. It did take us about 6 to 8 hours, I believe, especially with breaks. And of course, I provided Chick-fil-A. I thought that was important to do. But yeah, we had a great time. It was actually pretty fun. Just seeing the whole process from start to finish. And then at the end, we had 1,000 bags of coffee ready to go. We had packaged some that previous day. So all in all, we had about 1,250 bags of coffee that we pushed out and loaded up in the Raptor. The Raptor can hold about 600 bags of coffee at a time. And we went to the post office, and they were nice enough, instead of us having to carry all these heavy boxes into the front counter and setting them on the counter for them, the employees to take back, they opened up the lift gate in the back of the post office, so we were able to pull the Raptor back just like it was a commercial truck for delivery and offload all these boxes. So that was definitely a huge blessing. We had to make 2 trips, and definitely glad that we were able to get all the coffee there in a timely manner, package all that coffee in one day, which is crazy. But it's good for me to know that if I ever have to do that again, I can, and how many people I need, how much coffee I need, how many coffee packages I need. Super important. In retrospect, the next time I pack 1,000 bags of coffee in a day, instead of dropping them off at the post office and printing these labels, which were very expensive, because I spent about $1,300 in shipping, I could have just put these boxes on a pallet, you know, basically saran wrapped them all around, and then had basically an 18-wheeler pick them up for half the price. Basically it would cost $600 instead of $1,300. So just something I'm learning in business. You know, it was worth it at the time. I didn't have time to wait on a truck to pick it up since I was leaving the next day on this road trip. So definitely next time you guys will see a truck pick up some Freedom One coffee on a pallet. So once the 1,250 bags were on their way to all of our wholesalers, I could finally take a step back, release the reins of Freedom One Coffee to my newly hired employees, and then left for the road trip. On the road trip, what was really important for us is to visit family, which we had a lot of great time doing. But then also on the way back to Colorado, I was able to visit my green coffee supplier. Basically just a giant warehouse where they store all of the unroasted or green coffee that I buy and source from them. So it was nice just to keep that relationship with them, because without them, I wouldn't have the product that I do. So we work very closely together, and it's just nice to see how they're growing as I'm growing, so we can both grow together. And that's really what business is all about. I have a lot of exciting things to share with you guys next week and next month in May. A lot of crazy stuff going on. Cannot wait to share with you, but it would be too much for one video. This video, I just want to share with you guys how I'm growing my business right now, the things I didn't foresee, like hiring employees. That's happening in the first few months of 2021 that I didn't think would happen until 2025 or 2026. So huge blessing. I'm just along for the ride. It's an honor to be the business owner and to watch this business grow. Thank you guys. Stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe and like this video if you want to see more behind the scenes of Freedom One Coffee and what we're doing to grow our operation. Thank you guys. Have a blessed day.